Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Kellen Moore getting hired as the new Los Angeles Chargers offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore and the Dallas Cowboys agreed to mutually part ways with each other a couple of days ago. However, the Chargers hired him very quickly as they needed a new offensive play caller. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. What is your reaction to the Chargers hiring Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator? My thoughts to that is this is actually a pretty good hire. Now, when I first initially saw the news, I was like, oh, why'd they go ahead and went and got Kellen Moore? But then the more I thought about it, I thought, hey, this is actually not a bad hire for the Los Angeles Chargers at all. And you look at what the Chargers had in their offensive coordinator. This guy, Joe Lombardi, he was not very good for the Los Angeles Chargers for the last 2 years. I don't care about the numbers that Justin Herbert was putting up. Joe Lombardi was not good. He was not putting players in the best possible situations to succeed. And despite that, Justin Herbert still looked like a star player in his offense. And with Kellen Moore in there, now Kellen Moore, he's done some nice things for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, when Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, they actually scored over 30 points more often than not, and that was with Dak Prescott as the quarterback. You look at the 4 years that Kellen Moore was in there for the Dallas Cowboys. In 2019, he got Dak Prescott to throw for career-high numbers, basically, and he basically got Dak Prescott paid big time. He made Dak Prescott look like a top 10 quarterback at times, which is something that a lot of people feel like is not Dak Prescott. And you look at the fact that he had to deal with the washed up Ezekiel Elliott. You look at the fact that he had to deal with Andy Dalton for a year when Dak Prescott missed games due to injury. You look at the fact that he elevated Cooper Rush in his offense. He made Cooper Rush look like he was a pretty good player when actually he's not really that good of a player. He's a solid backup, yes, but is he really anything more than that? No. When you look at Kellen Moore offers a lot of intriguing things to the table. Kellen Moore doesn't even feel like he's necessarily done his best job as a coach yet. I mean, you look at what Kellen Moore has done. He's a former quarterback himself in the NFL. He was a star player at Boise State. Now, in his NFL career, things didn't work out. He got a career-ending injury. That's why he had a short career. But who's to say that Kellen Moore isn't actually a smart offensive coach? When you look at Kellen Moore knows how to get the most out of quarterbacks. The first year that Dak Prescott signed a $40 million per year kind of contract, he got Dak Prescott to throw for 37 touchdowns. Now, if you're talking about a guy like Patrick Mahomes or something like that, a guy that's throwing for 37 touchdowns, I'll be like, okay, yeah, but Patrick Mahomes, he's a superstar. He does what he normally does. But Dak Prescott throws 37 touchdowns. It's like, whoa, this is really eye-opening. That's a testament to the offensive coordinator putting him in positions to succeed. Okay, so when you look at it from that perspective, Kellen Moore, he knows how to boost players up, and I think that he can do a pretty good job of what he can do with Justin Herbert, because Justin Herbert is a 6'6", 237 physical specimen. He's a guy that can launch a rocket 65 yards down the field effortlessly. You look at what the Chargers have. They have Austin Ekeler, one of the game's best running backs in all of football. They got Keenan Allen. They got Mike Williams. They got Gerald Everett. They got weapons all over the place. They have a pretty good roster. Their offensive line is not even that bad either. I know they may have looked bad under Joe Lombardi as the offensive coordinator, but that might have been because the offensive coordinator was just not putting them in good positions to succeed. Now they finally have a guy that can put those players in positions to succeed. Kellen Moore, you look at the work that he's done with the Dallas Cowboys, he did a pretty good job. Now, as for why the Cowboys fired him or mutually agreed to part ways, depending on how you want to say it, I think the reason they did that was because Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy, they want to be irrational with their decision making. I mean, it's not exactly like the Cowboys are run by a strong organization. I mean, it's been, 28 years that the Dallas Cowboys have not advanced past the NFC divisional round. All right, look, Jerry Jones, he's getting older. He's in his 80s now. He's getting very, very impatient. He wants to win badly. We all know it. But Jerry Jones, he's like, man, I got to do whatever it takes. And if you don't show up in the playoffs, you're going to pay the price. That's how Jerry Jones has always worked. You look at what he did last year with Amari Cooper. He basically traded him for a fifth rounder. Everybody knows that Amari Cooper is worth more than a fifth round pick. But do you know why Jerry Jones only traded him for a fifth rounder? It's because he wanted to teach Amari Cooper a lesson for not showing up in that playoff game. I mean, Amari Cooper is a $100 million receiver, and the fact that he did not play like a wide receiver one in the 2021 NFC wildcard round against the San Francisco 49ers, someone like Jerry Jones felt like, you know what, I need to teach this guy a lesson. Let me go ahead and make him be the scapegoat for why I lost in the playoffs early. And this year, it seems like Kellen Moore is the scapegoat for Jerry Jones. He wasn't going to fire Mike McCarthy. They definitely were not going to fire Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is a good coach. So you know what? Out you go. They would have fired Dak Prescott, but since Dak Prescott's cap hit is so big, and because Dak Prescott is a kiss up to Jerry Jones, they're not going to get rid of Dak Prescott. They're not going to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott. They're not going to get rid of the guys that love Jerry Jones. They're going to get rid of the guys that have less ammo, and that's exactly why the Cowboys let go of Kellen Moore. Now, why did I say that I not love the hire for the Los Angeles Chargers? Why did I not love it? It's because of the fact that I saw a guy named Joe Brady that was available on the market that is currently the quarterbacks coach for the Buffalo Bills. Now, Joe Brady, as you know, works with really good quarterbacks. Joe Brady was part of the development of Joe Burrow becoming into a superstar collegiate quarterback. You also look at the fact that Joe Brady had to work with Matt Rule in Carolina, and even he managed to make his offense look not too bad. Now, at the time, we thought Joe Brady was underperforming, but what happened when Matt Rule fired Joe Brady? What happened? The Carolina Panthers ended up going on a massive losing streak, and Matt Rule became even worse than his usual self, and that's why he ended up getting fired in Carolina. Then you look at what Joe Brady did. He then came to Buffalo as the quarterbacks coach, and guess what happened? Josh Allen ended up looking like a superstar. Now, I know that he was already a superstar by the time Joe Brady got there, but Joe Brady certainly didn't hurt his case by going to the Buffalo Bills. I think Joe Brady should have been the hire for the Los Angeles Chargers, but you know what? I can't beat up Brandon Staley for hiring Kellen Moore. This is a major upgrade over the previous offensive coordinator that they have. I can't cry about it. If I had to give a letter grade for this hire, I'd say about a B+. Kellen Moore, he's a good offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say he's a great one, but he's good. And if Justin Herbert has a good offensive coordinator, be prepared for him to take that next step, because Justin Herbert is a superstar in the making. He has all the tools to be a superstar, and he needs an offensive coordinator that can use him the right way. Now, Justin Herbert, he can be a star by himself, but he needs to be put in the right situation to be a superstar. And that's like that for 97, 98, 99% of NFL quarterbacks in the National Football League. That's just the reality of the situation that they play in. They need to be put in the right scheme with the right players to succeed. Now, Justin Herbert, he's been given good players on his team. Now, it's the Chargers coaching staff to make sure that they step up and provide him elite coaching. And although Kellen Moore is not an elite hire, he's a good enough hire. I can't cry about it. It's a pretty good hire. I think Justin Herbert's going to have a much better year 4 than he did in year 3. I think he's going to return back to being the superstar that he was in years 1 and 2. So that is why the Chargers hiring Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator was actually a pretty good hire, even though it was definitely not my first choice out there. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.